What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, providing me that love and support. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share with your people, of course. And if you're new to the channel, name is Uncle Nax. In here, I just pretty much just drop some personal game, some gems, putting it all out there as far as like the mistakes that I honestly made. Wish I never made them, but you know, life is the best. Life is the best teacher. Experience is the best teacher. And overall, we're just figuring out ways to help develop the next generation, making sure that we do a deep analysis of what's going on in our communities so that we're not, perpetuating this, toxic nature, especially in the Black community. Because I've been seeing patterns in the Black community that doesn't seem like it's going away anytime soon. So, but yeah, for the most part, today we're going to react to this one video. I really like this guy. His name's Big Ward the Genius. If you, by any chance, go by and see his channel, just go ahead and subscribe to it. He really just drops personal game, his thought process, great quality, great content, and just he's trying to elevate the next generation. He lets people know his troubles, what the mistakes that he's made. Same thing that I'm pretty much doing. Mistakes that he made, and making sure that the young men of this generation are not developing into fuck ups, to be quite frank. But yeah, let's go ahead and react to Big Ward the Genius. Make sure that you subscribe to his channel as well too. So let's get at it. Let's get active.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Sunday, June 7th, 2026. Back with another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I want to talk about something. I was at the barbershop with the fellas, and some more discussion just going on in my community or whatever, but it's probably happening all around America of different races, but especially in the Black community. I hear a lot of people, and we were talking about this yesterday, not on here, but just some people I was talking to, about how the young Black men are not manly. They don't do man stuff anymore. The young men, 18, 19, whatever, they don't know how to change tires. There's a narrative about the young men. And I just say Black, but it can apply across all races, but I'm saying Black because of that obvious reasons. And the young Black male is getting a very, very, very bad rap. They're taking the blame for something they're not responsible for something that's not their fault. And the people who are to blame are doing the most complaining. I'm gonna keep it real with you, right?
He's
You
keeping it
know
a buck.
you know who I am, right? The young men are taking the blame for something that's not their fault. It's not their fault that they have to teach themselves how to be something they've never been. A boy can't teach himself
Yeah, well,
how
he
to be a
can,
man,
but it's really hard.
how to do man things. Tie that in together, where I'm going. We old heads, not me. I'm not one of them. I'm trying to reach back and in some ways show the young men what being a man is. Because I didn't have that either from 13 on up. But at some point in time in my life, I did have right in front of me with a real masculine, about business man is supposed to be. I had that in Mr. Joseph Harris, but he died when I was 13. But from the time I was born until 13, I had a real man in my life to take example from. And the majority of these boys never had that. Never. And even I, having it for 13 years of my life, at some point in time, that still wasn't enough. That wasn't long enough, because at some point, I still veered off and went astray. Peer pressure, society, the world outside of my home got the best of me. I caved into what the world was doing. Because Mr. Joseph Harris was gone. And I was living with Miss Nancy Harris, which was an elderly lady.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but sometimes when a boy doesn't really have that masculine presence in his life, he's gonna veer off from the correct direction in life. It's very common, especially in the black community. There's so many reasons as to why the black father isn't really in the household anymore. I mean, most propaganda is always going to push out that, like, black men ain't shit. They out here just dicking down these women and then, like, impregnating them and then leaving them to for and I'm not saying that, like, I mean, it is happening. Like, some of these men just really ain't shit. And they doing shit like that. It's not cool that they doing stuff like that. But then there's the men that actually want to be in the boys' lives. Sometimes the mother is, like, kind of very bitter and doesn't, does her best to kind of withhold, withhold the child from the man, things like that. I mean, I've seen that before. When you date, like, some single mothers, it's just like, wow, it's no wonder he ain't stay with you. But I mean, it goes deeper than that, though. I mean, some of you guys may not know, but there was this thing called the no man in the house rule that happened, I want to say, somewhere around the 80s and 90s. During this period of time, I mean, the black family household structure, it was typically kind of, compromised in a sense. So they were incentivizing black men to not be in the household in order for the black mother and her children to receive more SNAP benefits, just benefits, period, so that they were able to pay bills, buy food, and, just have some decent quality of life. Social workers would make periodic checks at these homes to make sure that there was no evidence of a man or a black man being in that household. So that's one way that they kind of eliminated the black man from the household and, like, kind of destroyed the family structure. And, they also massively incarcerated a lot of these men. There was also the police genocide. A lot of men were actually wrongfully convicted for crimes that they didn't even commit. And even if they did commit a crime, they got a way higher sentence than that was necessary, of course, especially compared to the, like, white counterparts. But yeah, I mean, it goes so deep. It goes so deep. And that's exactly the reason as to why some of these younger generation boys are, like, growing up without, like, that masculine essence. They're not knowing how to do just the basic things. Like, I literally had to teach myself how to, like, take care of my own car. I had to learn how to change my own oil. I mean, my uncle taught me how to, like, change my tires, but overall, there was a lot of things that I just had to teach myself how to do in order for me to, like, kind of survive in this world. I had a stepfather, but he didn't really do much for me. And, I really just had to take note and just watch the masculine men that were kind of around me in my vicinity, whether it was at the barbershop or maybe even at school. I didn't really have a lot of mentors. I mean, I have an uncle. He wasn't really around a lot. He had to take care of his own family, which is, understandable. But yeah, he's not crazy in what he's saying. At the end of the day, it's like it's really hard for a boy to know how to become a man, how to be a man without, like, the actual masculine presence around him. And he's gonna have a somewhat of a more difficult life, especially with, like, what's being pushed out now. Like, everyone's all about, like, becoming a social media influencer and, posting things on the gram for the flex. Like, boys aren't really learning how to do masculine stuff, mowing lawns, working on your car, just working with your hands and stuff like that. And not having the man in the household is very detrimental to the psyche of the development of a boy. So yeah, no, he's touching on good points here.
I got old wisdom because I was raised by elderly people. So when Mr. Harris died, I was left with Miss Harris, Mrs. Harris, my mother by adoption. And I grew up to be this 6'4.5", 220-pound young man who thought he knew everything and didn't know
Life
shit.
has a way of humbling us all.
Got out there in the streets and was taught how to be a man by other mothers that didn't know nothing. I eventually was able to draw back on what I learned from Mr. Joseph Harris, and also life whooped my ass for the rest of it, the way I learned how to be a man the hard way. But these young cats, a lot of them ain't gonna even live long enough to learn. Because of the society we living in now, they dropping like flies. I was fortunate enough to make it long enough to get to where I am now to learn what I want.
Yeah, I mean, he's not lying about that as well, too. If you guys haven't really noticed in the news, there's like this weird YN epidemic going on. A lot of these kids are... Some of these rappers rap about dying young. And it's like these kids are... These are their idols, you know? These rappers are their idols. The ones that are like pushing out the toxic nature and the poison in the music and stuff like that, you know, which is destroying their psyche, dying young, shooting at each other, wearing Pooh Shiesty masks, doing all this dumb shit, you know, robbing people, like, you know, getting unsolicited guns and stuff like that. Yeah, so just getting into trouble for no reason, just for, you know, for flex, just for the clout and stuff like that. So he's not wrong in that as well too. It's something that I've also noticed myself, and it's really just these kids just don't really have any direction, man. It's like they only have their mother, and a mother can't teach a boy to become a man. So yeah, he's dropping some good points. There's definitely some good points.
Wasn't taught by a father after 13. But now here we are, the OGs, the unks, and what have you, criticizing these young men for not being men, but nobody taught them how to be men. A mechanic needs somebody to show him how to work on cars. He may end up being one of the best mechanics ever, but he had to get a start somewhere from somebody showing him what a fucking wrench is.
Yeah. I had to teach myself that too.
Hold on a
I
minute.
had to teach myself to know how to use a wrench or a socket and stuff like that.
I don't understand the new generation of men, cuz. Like, when did the physical part of being a man go out the window, cuz? When did it go out the window, cuz? Like, bro, y'all don't even want to cut the grass, cuz. Y'all don't want to wash a car. When you wash a car, cuz? Don't know how to change a tire, bro. All y'all want to do is just...
Don't even know how to change a
dress
tire,
up and
which
get
is
cute
wild.
with
That
your
sounds wild
rhinestone
to me.
clothes. Take shots and take pictures in the section
Yeah,
with the
it's all
bottle.
about the flex.
And smoke
It's all about the
hookah.
flex.
I ain't trying to assassinate your character, home, but what do that sound like to you, cuz? Hated it. I'm just saying, though. Like, damn, bro, do something physical, my nigga. Damn. Get your nails dirty, bro. Go fishing. Fight somebody. Just something. Cuz be a man, cuz. Y'all don't want to do nothing but put your little clothes on, take pictures, and be cute, cuz. And you wonder why these females be calling y'all sassy. Like, bro, y'all don't even want to sweat no more, cuz. I don't understand y'all. Like, ain't nothing man, bro. I don't, whatever, cuz.
The stuff he just said that these young men now they don't know how to do. I wouldn't have known how to do them if I didn't have somebody to teach me. If somebody didn't make me cut the grass and show me how to do it, or somebody, everything we know we were taught by somebody before us. I told y'all when you're born, you know nothing. We're programmed to be who we are. Who programmed these young men to be like this guy said they are? You blaming the victim. I feel sorry for the young men. So I'm not going to beat up on you. Now I'm going to watch it because I know these young dudes will, you know what I'm saying, they don't play with that iron. But I understand how they got there because I was once them. So I have a different type of level of respect and love for the youngsters. You blaming the wrong ones. Us. They don't know how to be men when they're raised by their mothers. I don't care how strong, I'm a strong black woman. A woman can raise a boy to be just good as a man. No, you can't. And the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, that's strong black woman independence.
I don't know
that's
men and
bullshit,
women that
bro.
know how to change oil, change
another
tires, or
form of
whatever. So how they gonna
feminism.
teach their son how to do it? But you blaming the child for not having parents or not having a father to teach them the stuff you saying they don't know how to do, but that's the stuff that a father's supposed to be teaching his son. And the fathers are gone. So when are you going to blame yourself, homeboy?
I gotta take accountability.
I can't blame myself for that because I'm just having a child at 40 years old, and I'm there for my son. But if I would have had him at 20, I probably wouldn't have been there. And my son probably would have been growing up without a father, trying to figure out how to be a man on his own or from his mom. You ain't going to hear me blame the young men for being lost. I'm going to blame the ones that lost them. Us.
Yeah, he's not wrong. I mean, there's two ways to look at it. I mean, at the end of the day, common sense is just fucking common sense, man. You should know better to go be out here robbing stores and fucking people's lives up and just doing dumb shit for the flex on the gram, to an extent, of course. I mean, yeah, I do agree with him though. I mean, the people to blame more is the people to blame more are the men that came before them, of course, like the older men, the OGs and stuff like that. Because they're the ones that are supposed to be guiding these boys into the right path, into the right direction, so that they have fruitful lives one day. The unfortunate thing about it is that a lot of them, a good majority of them, just didn't really have much of a choice in a sense in the matter. Like I told you about earlier in the video about the no man in the house rule. Some of them are massively incarcerated for crimes that they did not even commit. Some of them just have big issues as far as like being able to get a job. You know, if you understand how the corporate landscape works these days, it's like it's hard for black people. If you're positioned in the correct place, it might be easier for you, but in the corporate landscape, it's pretty hard for black men. But overall, he's not wrong though, because then these guys, because they feel like there's no way in order for them to be able to provide for their families, they go out to the streets and like kind of sell poison to their own communities so that they can make ends meet and be able to provide for their families. That's not the only way to get by. Like there's always another way. You just have to figure out exactly what that other way is. So we got to hold everyone accountable. Fuck that shit. I mean, I'm holding the young generation accountable, but I'm also holding the OGs accountable as well too. So it was their job for them to make sure that they stayed in those children's lives in order to direct them and guide them to have a better fruitful life, so that they end up having a fruitful future, of course. So yeah, we got to hold everyone accountable, but the OGs for sure.
Oh.
I'm gonna like what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't give a fuck. A lot of y'all parents out here need y'all motherfucking ass whooped. And I'm gonna just be honest with you. Y'all priorities is all fucked up, and it's a shame because y'all are raising our youth. Y'all have fucked these kids up. So this shorty just came up here to get a lineup, right, for prom. And I hear him on the phone talking to his girl or whatever about, you know what I'm saying, everything that they, I guess his parents or family set up for him, right? So he showed me all the little decorations and shit. They spent like $4-5 grand on his decorations, prom signs, balloons, and a little arc and shit, and big old Polaroid picture of him, and you know all this shit. And he had a Cullinan Rolls Royce to go to prom in. And then when he take the Cullinan back, he had a Bentley for the weekend. And I'm like, damn, that's some cool shit. Like I'm sitting there admiring it because I'm like,
that shit ain't necessary.
I wish my parents could did that shit for me, but it's cool. You know, I wasn't tripping, but I was happy for the little nigga because you know. He seemed like he was happy and he got what he wanted, so that was cool. So then I got to thinking, because y'all know I be thinking and I be messy as hell, right? I asked Shorty, I said, walk outside with me for a minute. Let me holler at you, little homie. And he said, what's up, OG? I said, I want you to look at the street right there, and I want you to tell me the directions. Which way is north, which way is south, which way is east, and which way is west? This motherfucker said, you mean like the west side? I said, no. What is your directions? Do you know your directions? North, east, west, and south. Do you know that? Do you know which way is west? And he still was acting lost and shit. I'm like, okay, if I asked you to go west on this street right here, which way would you go? This motherfucker 17 years old and got 10,000 goddamn dollars spent on him for prom, and this motherfucker don't even know directions.
Yeah, no, it is sad.
This shit is
It's
sad.
funny how he said it.
Now, I'm not telling y'all that you can't do what you want to do for your kids, because them your motherfucking kids. But you just bought this, you just spent $10,000 on this little dumb motherfucker. Are you serious? And these are the men that's raised. How is a man don't know how to be? This is why the women are saying men don't know how to be leaders. Men don't know how to do shit. Because y'all so concerned with how these motherfuckers look and the image they gonna put on motherfucking gram than actually the sense in their motherfucking head. These kids are out here are dumb as fuck and they sharp than a motherfucker. And this shit don't make no, this shit is sad. Think about the youth. Now this motherfucker gonna grow up and have kids and he gonna raise another dumb motherfucker.
A dumb motherfucker
Like,
is
this
gonna grow
shit
up,
is
is gonna
sad.
raise another
We
dumb
need to do
motherfucker.
better as parents. With y'all goof ass.
Excuse my language.
Here we are. Well, I ain't gonna say we. I'm not included in this. That's why I'm making this video right here. I know where the blame lies. It is not with the youth. But yet, here we have people blaming the youth for being how they are, even though they had to raise themselves. We too busy playing the blame game. There's going to be some men come on here and blame, well, you know, the woman, she's strong and independent. It's the single moms. They're going to blame the single mom for the issue. Because the mom was horrible to him, the father. The mom cheated. The mom wanted to end a relationship because she wasn't happy or whatever, and she ended up being a single mom, ran the father off. Supposedly ran him off. So now, a lot of men gonna blame it's because they're raised by single mothers, and the mother, she was a hoe, she was this, she was that, and they're gonna blame the mother. And the mothers are gonna blame the fathers. You know, he left her behind, he left abandoned, he out there in the club popping bottles, whatever, he ain't studying the child, he don't want to pay the child support, whatever. When in reality, it's both of y'all ass. I can say that because I'm a hell of a father. And my son's mom ripped my heart out my chest and throw that bitch in the middle of Dolphin Street.
Amen, bro.
And then think twice about it. I recovered, rebuilt from that. And all the while I was dying on the inside, I was there for my son every day. In spite of what the hell she did, or what I felt she did to me. And like I said, the way I felt she did, because I wasn't perfect.
We need men like this. Big Ward is
anyway, I was broke. Well, not broke. All the bills were paid. I ain't gonna tell y'all a person that go too that deep in that. But my point is this.
Hey, man.
My son's mom, my ex-wife, took this heart of mine and threw that bitch in the middle of Dolphin Street. And she just kept going. I could have used that as an excuse. I'm hurting. She won't let me see my son, and that bitch wasn't no good. She ruined her family and all that. I could have did all that. That boy didn't actually come here. I got to be there. Ain't nobody. She wasn't gonna. She ain't. It was some flack in the beginning, but it ain't stopping me from seeing my child now. We ain't doing that. You go live your life and be happy. You want to be happy, you want to happy with me, go ahead. But I'm going to be there for him. And I have been. So much so to the point now she will tell you this one of the best fathers, my son is the best father a child could have. We cool now, me and his mom. But my point is, even if we wasn't cool, when we wasn't cool at first, I ain't going nowhere though. What are y'all talking about? My son need me. Y'all blaming the moms. She won't let me see. She ain't no letting me see a goddamn thing. Ain't no letting me. I'm going to see my son one way or the other. But see, you got to be you got to be doing right by your child to be able to go get them white folks to help you when your baby mama
Amen,
tripping.
man. Amen.
You know the white.
And it was just like what I was saying earlier. It's like some black women will typically get very bitter against the man, the husband or the ex. Yeah, it's pretty sad, but that's what happens. I've seen it countless times, and it's very unfortunate to say the least. I mean, you're not only damaging the man, you're also damaging the kids. Real talk.
Folks y'all be complaining about. For the white people in the hood, we call the court system and, you know, the authority, the whatever, we call it them white folks. The cops, the government, even though it's black folks in government, we still call it them white folks. For y'all wonder why he talking about them white folks. If your baby mom tripping, but you handling your business and taking care of your responsibility, go let them white folks help you. Oh, they will. But a lot of y'all can't do that because you ain't handling your business, so the white folk can't help you. You scared to go down there because they're going to lock your ass up because you ain't been doing shit. You've been missing in action. But I know personally, you take care of your business and the baby mama tripping.
I mean,
she ain't got to want you to see your child.
Points.
Then white
Really
folk going to make sure she do. If you on paper doing what you supposed to be doing. So now, to the young men, the people that's supposed to talk to you, the people that's supposed to mold you and been there for you, they failed you. And now they want to turn around and blame you for not knowing what they supposed to talk to you. And they done gave up on you. But I ain't gave up on you. So here's what I need y'all to do as young men. These folks ain't going to teach you what you need to know to be a man. You got to learn it on your own. But where you at learning it in the streets and from the hood and from this music and from this TV, whatever, that ain't how you going to do it. You got to go back and teach yourself. You got to teach yourself, I'm sorry, I feel sorry for you that you're in that situation. But you got to do it. You got to do what you got to do in this world. You ain't had nobody to teach you. I'm here to give you the best that I can give you. Just one man on YouTube. You got to teach yourself. Because your punk ass father ain't going to teach you. Your mama too busy to worry about her own happiness. And they failed you. We as a whole,
right,
he's doing
right.
The one that's supposed to be leading you failed you,
y'all
not turn
know.
around and blame you for not being led. The one that's supposed to taught you how to change a tire, change oil, cut grass, and how to be a man. The one that's supposed to taught you how to do that didn't do it, and then they blaming you for not knowing how. Ain't that a bitch? So I feel you, young man. Big Ward got your back if nobody else do. You got to teach yourself. And you ain't going to learn in the street with them N-words you hanging around. Because they don't know either. They in the same boat you and they ain't have no father either. Their mama want to be happy too, and the father worried about his J's and whatever the hell he got going on. And he probably got 7, 8 other kids that he ain't taking care of. That ain't your fault though. But they'll blame you because you don't know how to be a man. They're talking about how you dress with your sparkly clothes on or whatever. You learning from the teachers you have. You learn it from your environment because you didn't have nobody else to teach you. So what you know, you learn from your environment. Your environment wasn't your mother and father. So I'm here to tell you, the majority of what you know is wrong. You're going to have to relearn. I hate to say it, you have to teach yourself how to be a man. I'm going to start making a little more videos on stuff about manhood and what it takes to go from a boy to being a man, since I know and y'all listen to me and you ain't got nobody else to listen to. So now, as a young man, go learn how to change the tire if you don't know how to do it. Learn how to change oil if you don't know how to do it. If you're with a woman, y'all at the gas station, you pump the gas. You pump air in the tire. That's what you do, not her. If you don't feel like she's worthy enough for you to do that, she ain't good enough to don't be with her. But as a man, if that woman is good enough for you to be with, you pump the gas. You don't sit in the car while she pumping the gas. But she don't know that because she ain't had nobody to show her father wasn't there either. And you don't know that because your father wasn't there to teach you. So don't now one of y'all know shit, the woman you with or you. She don't know that you supposed to pump the gas because she ain't had no father to
Hell
tell her
no.
that.
What the?
And you don't know you supposed to pump the gas because so forth and so on. But I'm here to tell you, I got a lot more to come. But just know there's somebody out here right now that understands what you're going through. There's somebody out here right now that know how you got where you're at. Where they talk about you for what you don't know how to do, but nobody taught you how to do it. When I needed somebody to teach me, we all need somebody to teach us. That's what parents are for. And the parents fail, and now they blame the children for their failure. Ain't that a bitch? Get it, got it good. Bye.
So I'm gonna go ahead and stop it right there, of course. I mean, we pretty much at the end of the video anyways, but yeah, for the most part, hey, Big Ward, hey, I really appreciate you, man. We need more icons like you, you know, in this world. Yeah, a lot of the boys nowadays, man, their idols are usually, especially if they don't have a strong father figure in their lives, whether it's a father, uncle, grandparents, or, you know, anything of that nature, even cousins sometimes, like, you know, cousins that are like much older than them, that's not really in their age group. They usually look at the celebrities as their idols. And some of these celebrities, like these rappers and stuff like that, are like the worst types of people to be, you know, icons. NBA Youngboy, Trippie Redd, whoever's like, you know, rapping about poisoning our communities and stuff like that. Like these guys are a detriment to the black community. They're only paid all this money just so that they can poison us and, you know, inject their toxins into our communities. It's sad to say, as much as like some of this music is like dope and stuff like that, it's mesmerizing, but at the end of the day, these guys are being paid millions in order to destroy us, and we don't even see it that way. These are like the idols for the younger generations. That's why they're all wearing these Pooh Shiesty masks and stuff like that. But people like Big Ward, you know, we really gotta appreciate guys like this, man, because, you know, some of these OGs, unfortunately, they don't really have a voice. Some of them are still massively incarcerated. Some of them don't know no better. Some of them aren't as brave, you know. And I feel like I, you know, have to do my part in as far as like, you know, dropping game and gems and just making sure that the younger generation is aware of the mistakes that I made so that they don't follow in the same footsteps as me. You know, I personally think I'm going in the right path as well, but at the end of the day, you know, we can always strive to be better. But appreciate you guys for tuning in, of course, man. Hey, more content coming through, of course, just like, you know, diving into real life topics in order for us to develop our world in a more positive way, and overall just avoiding certain mistakes that can cost you your whole life. But like I said, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Uncle Nax is out. Y'all be easy.